Dang it. Okay, I'm going to get you on in Reidsville, and Martinsville is going to be just a second behind. It's on here. Coming to you in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Love to hear from you. We have an phone number up there that you can call. There it is. There it is. You can also email us at keneccleslive@gmail.com. That is our email address, and we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. Mr. Draper sent me an email, actually last night. We didn't get to talk about it last night, did we? Sent me an email last night informing me of NASCAR put one over on us on Monday. That's something I didn't even know about. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Maydan.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
That's good. Anyway, we missed you. We missed you last week. You went on last week, and then Monday night I tried calling, couldn't get through.
Couldn't get through Monday? Well, I had a lot of people on the phone Monday, so I'm sorry you couldn't get through, but you're through now.
Yeah, the delay thing kind of got me. When somebody was talking, there was like a delay, and they was already on the phone. And I was calling, I guess.
Yeah, well, that confuses people because of course, as you know, what you see on TV is not happening at the same time as what you hear on the phone. So that can be tricky.
Yeah, whenever we get through, kind of remind people about the stew. I don't know if you mind reminding people about it or not on
Is this
February 7th.
This is February 7th. This is the Maydan Boy Scouts on February 7th, right?
Yeah, and then David Manuel's having one February 7th too.
At Sandy Ridge?
Yeah.
At Sandy Ridge Community Building. Yeah, I've got all that here somewhere. I'll find it. I'll find it in a minute or two, and I'll read everybody all that stuff.
Okay. And I was going to tell you, last week when I was crazy last week and you went on, it was a guy that came up to Checkers and asked my mom, said, "Are you Mark from Maydan's mom?" She was working at Checkers, and she said, "Yeah." And that guy said, "I heard Mark on Ken Eccles show talking about Checkers. That's why I come up here."
Is that right? Well, good.
Yeah, they said they heard.
Did he eat?
Yeah, he eat, and they told my mom he'll be back or whatever. I think he was from Reidsville.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that. I hope he was a good tipper.
I think so, yeah.
Good.
But I was going to let you know that somebody heard us on the air talking, and he come over and told Mama he watches Ken Eccles show every night.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, and glad he showed up at Checkers.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Thanks, Mark. Good to hear from you. And there we go. NASCAR has changed the playoff scheme. Many of you, some of you, maybe everybody knows. Maybe I'm the only last one to hear about it. NASCAR has changed the playoff scheme this year. They're going back to the original chase format. There will be no eliminations in the playoffs this year, and there won't be the 4 different segments in the playoffs, and there won't be one last race with 4 last contenders and the winner take all. The way it's going to work this time is the way it worked initially for the first couple of years. After the 26th race, the top 16 drivers in the points will enter the playoffs, and nobody will be eliminated. All 16 of those drivers will compete for playoff points during the final 10 races of the season. And after the last race, whoever has scored the most points in those 10 playoff races will be the champion. So again, nobody gets eliminated. If you make the top 16, you're in there for the duration. So it's quite a change back. It's a change back to the way it used to be. And I personally, I think it's a pretty good idea. So that's what they're going to do this year. And of course, how that figures into our world famous and much discussed playoff NASCAR contest here. We'll just make a segment. We'll make a separate segment out of those last 10 races this time, and that'll be our final segment. So we'll have the short segment at the beginning, which will be up to the first Martinsville race, and then in the middle of the season we'll divide that into two segments, and then the last 10 races, the playoff races, will be our final segment. And a lot of people are going to win a lot of money. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I was mistaken. Nobody wins anyway. A lot of people are going to win some tickets and no doubt some Hollywood cinema tickets. And maybe in our wildest dreams, perhaps some Hollywood cinema popcorn passes as well might get thrown in there. So anyway, that's what NASCAR is doing, and that's what we're going to do. The season starts, not the Cup point season, but the season actually starts February 1st. That'll be back at Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem for that opening event. You may recall they raced that at Bowman Gray last year and had, and I'm not sure exactly what the count was, approximately 967 accidents during the entire event on that track there in Bowman Gray. So they're going to do that again. That'll be on February 1st, and then two weeks later, it'll be the Daytona 500, and then everything will be legitimately underway at that point. I had an email that said, Ken, I want you to give me the information again about that heating assistance program. You started to do it a couple of times the other night, and you never did it. Why don't you do it now? All right, I will. If you want information about the State Heating Assistance Program, you can, it's underway now, started on January 2nd, and you contact the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. It's the Low Income Energy Assistance Program, North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. If you're on the internet, you can find them online. If you're not, you can just you can get a phone number. I'll see if I can find it. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Mr. Eckers. How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, I'm doing better. For the last couple of days, yesterday and today, I went out with a few of my buddies and we went rabbit hunting.
Oh, really?
Yes. I know my hip is hurting me. I got COPD, but I'd had to do something I enjoy doing.
Did you? Well, that's a lot of walking. Did you hold up okay?
Well, I did the best I could. Every now and then I would give out a breath, and I would stop. And the guys, I didn't get over in the bushes with them, with the dogs, like the other guys did. I stayed on the outside and just waited. And I killed 2 yesterday and 2 today.
Eat any yet?
Not yet. The ones I killed yesterday, I put them in soak and kept them in soak overnight. And when I came home today with the 2 that I killed today, I cleaned them, and I took the ones that I had in soak from yesterday and put them in the freezer. And then I just cleaned these 2 today and got them in soak now.
So you're gonna fry them, or you're gonna make a stew? What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah. So what I do, I'm gonna take them and pot boil them until they get tender, and then I'm gonna take them out of the pot boil, and then I'm gonna batter them and take and fry them. And once I get them fried, I'm gonna take the broth from the water that I pot boil them with, and and pour it over top of those rabbits that's been fried, and let them steam in it like you steam chicken or something like that, and it'll make its own gravy. It'll make its own gravy like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I ate a lot of rabbit when I was young, and mostly fried. I might have had a stew every now and then. It was mostly fried rabbit around my table, and it's pretty good.
It is. It is. I love the squirrel better than I do the rabbit, but I would take the squirrel. I mean the rabbit. But my brother, he haven't had any since my mama passed away, and it's been years ago. So I told him I was gonna cook him up one and bring it to him Sunday after I leave church. But I tell you, it was really fun. It was some fun out there today. But the dogs that the guys had, again, when I think about 10 years ago back now, I had my own dogs. I had about 12 or 13. And I tell you, I loved it. When I got off from work, I would load them dogs up and I would take them out. I loved it. I would hunt them. And I ain't bragging, but I had some dogs that would take that rabbit out of hearing distance and bring him back. And
Really?
I won't. Yes, I did. The guys that I was hunting with today, I tell you, there was nothing like the dogs that I've been used to hunting with, because they was over there in the brushes, stumping in the brushes and kicking the brushes. They were doing more jumping the rabbits than the dogs did. Yeah.
Well,
But
sounds
They
like
like
you
it.
had some top flight dogs.
well, I seen them when they got out the truck. We didn't have a 4 yesterday, and I seen them when they got out the truck, and I was looking for some more to come out, but I didn't see no more than those 4 come out, and I was like, we in trouble. And where we was at, it was a good place where we was at. I mean, it was they even said that place looked awesome compared, because people, they don't have places, very many places anymore for you to hunt, because they're clearing off the land, cutting down the trees and pushing up the growth and everything for the rabbit to hide it. And that's the only place where I know of that I can hunt. And it was on this dairy farm where I was growed up on, and the man, he lets me hunt down there. And,
Well, you must be feeling better if you were able to get out there 2 days in a row.
Well, Ken, when I got home yesterday evening, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I said, well, it's one of the deacons that I go to my church. I said, well, I was so sore, my lower back and my leg, where I hit this shot in my hip. Yeah, that way I said, well, I think I'm gonna have to call these guys and let them know I'm not going tomorrow. I'm telling you, but I took me a good shower, and I took me some Tylenol and Motrin, and I woke up this morning. I was feeling pretty good. So I said, well, all right, we're gonna go ahead and give it this last day right here, because we know it's supposed to weather tomorrow and the next day. So I got out there, and it's hurting me a little bit. It is. It's really hurting my hip right in the growing area right there. It's hurting a little bit, stinging a little bit. But, Ken, I'm going to tell you the truth. I know the doctor want me to do some exercises with the COPD.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel a whole lot better. I'm breathing better. I usually have to have that oxygen on me when I go in there and take a shower. But last night, I forgot to take it. And I'm breathing a whole lot better since I got out there and got some fresh air like that.
Good.
I tell you.
Glad to hear it.
So it's helping me. So I'm not going to take up much of your time now. Let somebody else call in. I'm not going to get into politics either, because I've had fun the last 2 days. I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
All right, kid. You have a great night. You have a blessed night. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. All right. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Mr. Ken, this is Jerry. I just like to say this real short, sir. I'm glad the Democrats won here in Virginia, and I'm glad the Democrats won in New Jersey. And I hope Gavin Newsom continue to get what he wants about redistricting of his state. And thanks for taking my call, sir.
Okay, Jerry. Thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Phone line is open. There's a number up there you can call. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, good evening, Mr. Ken.
Good evening.
Glad to see you back, sir.
You can see me, right?
Oh, yes, I can see you and hear you good. I'm a few minutes late because I decided to take a little nap.
A nap.
Yeah.
Tough day. Was it a tough day at Bojangles?
Yes, it was a long, not too long, but enough to cause me to decide to get a little nap in.
Well, a man has to have his sleep every now and then, especially a man who is getting himself in shape to move to the other side of the world.
Hey, we're working on it, man. We gotta. Well, we might have to hit the gym, maybe.
Well, that's fine. Is I mean, there's a gym, an employee gym up there at Bojangles, I believe, isn't there?
No, well, I can lift. Well, we got boxes. We got 50-pound bags of flour to lift. I
Well,
mean,
that's your gym. That's the same gym we had at Hardee's.
oh yeah, that was our gym is good, free for the employees. But most of the time I'm working back there. Me and the other guy, we're working to get things straight, to make everything good. My lady friend has not got home yet. She texts me that as soon as she gets home, she will text me.
All right. Well, I hope she'll get home safely. How long a trip
What?
is that now? How far is that now that she had to go?
Well, what I was told by her, she said she had to go see her mother and family in Mindanao.
Right. Mindanao
And-
is one of the larger islands in the Philippines group.
Oh yeah, but I'm patient. She asked me, have I been behaving? I said I have been a gentleman. I have not caused any trouble.
So,
I have not stirred up any dust. I have not made anybody mad.
so you fibbed.
Now, why should I fib, sir? I have not attacked any Star News viewer here lately.
I'm thinking. I think you're right. You have. I guess the worst thing you've done lately is you have certainly heaped venom at Patrick Mahomes. But other than that, you've been good.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to throw him under the bus.
Well, of course.
While he was, I wanted to throw him under the bus and make sure that other leg got hurt.
That's a fine attitude.
Well, I just want to call and also to remind Mark Amanan, the Masked Singer tonight, 8 o'clock on your local Fox station.
That is correct. 8 o'clock on your local Fox station. He is a reminder.
Well, 2 were unmasked last week.
Yeah, 2 last week, including David Ortiz.
Hmm. Well, sir, I'm going to let you go and hope to see you next week. And I'm going to keep my record of being out of trouble, stop attacking certain people.
Do you have one of those? I'm just curious, since you meant. Do you have one of those things like on one of the big Fieldcrest mills here in Eden, which now is just an empty building, but it used to be a big Fieldcrest mill. They used to have a big sign out on the front gate of their consecutive days without an accident. And it got 300, 400, 500. They had an enormous long streak of work days without an accident. I wondered, do you have a sign like that in front of your bunker, like 47 days now without publicly attacking anybody?
3 so far.
So you're at 3 days without publicly. Oh, well, that's a pretty good streak.
Yeah, but most likely that might end sooner or later when I want to come out and publicly throw someone under a steamroller.
All right. Well, we'll expect that at some point, but not tonight.
No, not tonight. But there's one I like to throw under a steamroller.
Wait, hold on. Now we just finished saying not tonight, and now here you go.
I'm not gonna start that fight till next week.
All right, we'll wait. Thank you for calling.
Bye, sir.
Good night. Phone line is open. There's a number up there that you can call. You can also email us at keneckleslive@gmail.com. And we'd love to hear from you either way, by phone or by email. And let's look over here at these emails and see what we see. We'll do that in just a second. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Listen, man, I ain't forgot you on your railings over there. My shoulder's getting better every day, it seems like, but every once in a while it flares right back up just like it did the first day. But I have not forgotten you.
Well, I know you can't do it with a sore shoulder, so we'll wait till he gets well.
Yeah. Well, but don't give up on me because I will be there.
Well, I
All
won't.
right.
Well, for two reasons. One, I'm confident that you'll do it, and two, if I do give up on you, I can't get anybody else to do it.
Well, that's pretty good sign there now, Ken. It is. You know, you were giving your email address tonight. What did you say it was again?
KenEcclesLive@gmail.com.
The reason I ask is because on the TV screen it said Ken Eccles 47@gmail.com.
Is that what it says?
Yes, sir.
So I can't see that. That's not right. It's KenEcclesLive@gmail.com.
Okay.
Folks, if you want to send an email, if you send it to that one with a 47 in it, I don't know who'll get it, but it won't be me. So it's KenEcclesLive@gmail.com. Thank you for telling me that.
Yes, sir. I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but down on 700, down next to the rest stop, you know where that's at?
Yep.
All right, right down, well, just this side of it, I guess it'd be the east side. They're building a new factory down there.
Okay, this is right on 700.
Right.
What factory is that?
They're building a cigarette factory, believe it or not.
Really?
Yep. They put a metal building with it in the process of building it, but I've been seeing it, concrete poured and all that stuff, and they put the frame up and beginning to put the roof on it. And I stopped and asked somebody the other day, I said, where's this going to be? He said, it's going to be a cigarette factory. I said, are you kidding? He said, no.
Who is it?
I said, well, he didn't know the name of it, but what he did say was it's a cigarette factory in South Boston, Virginia that's made cigarettes for years, and they're relocating to this area. So that's what the building's going to be, is a cigarette factory.
Okay. Is it in Virginia or North Carolina?
North Carolina. Yep.
So a
right there.
cigarette factory moving from South Boston. I had not heard that.
Yeah, I didn't either, Ken. I've been wondering every time I go to Danville, see them keep going up and up and up with it. And, I'm kind of nosy anyway. But yeah, it's not a huge factory, but it's a good-sized building.
That's what I was getting ready to ask you. How big does it look like it's going to be?
I don't know, Ken. I'd say probably maybe an acre and a half, something like that. But it's going to be 2 stories, so, it's going to be a good-sized place.
It has been a long time since anybody made cigarettes, well, in a factory anyway, around here. That'll be quite a thing.
I asked him what name brand it was, and he didn't know, so, I guess we'll find out. And he said it's supposed to be up and running by this September, which I find hard to believe, but that's what he told me.
Well, I wonder, because I didn't even know that there was a cigarette factory in South Boston. I wonder if it is one of these, small-scale specialty brands that, maybe an independent cigarette maker. There are a few of those. I don't know how many of those there are left, but there might still be a few. I wonder if it'd be one. It seems like if it was one of the big companies, there would have been an announcement and a lot of noise made about it.
Right. But, that's what he claims it's going to be. So.
Well, I'll take his word for it. I guess he ought to know.
Right. Yeah. You was talking about things last night about politics and stuff. Everybody's got their own opinion on politics, and everybody's got the right to have their own opinion on politics. I mean,
Sure.
it's one of our rights.
Yep.
But, I've heard a lot of people say that, well, Trump wants to take Greenland because it's a national security interest. Well, stop and think about that. Canada's close to us, and hopefully we won't invade Canada, nor Mexico, or Cuba. So I just don't see where it's a national security thing myself.
Well, if you look at a map, we'll talk about that a little bit. If you get your globe or your map online or whatever, if you look at the top of the world, you can see that Greenland is in between Russia and, well, in between Russia and Canada, and in between Russia and North America. And it is a shorter distance across the Arctic Ocean. Now, of course, in all of our history, the Arctic Ocean has been frozen and not navigable. The Arctic Ocean has become and is becoming navigable now. That's why all those ships are up there, because the ice, a lot of the ice in the Arctic Ocean has melted because of climate change, and the Arctic Ocean has become navigable. And it is, that being the case, it is a very strategically located island. But here's the thing we need to remember. And I don't know, most people probably know this already. There was an agreement signed in 1950 or 51 in the aftermath of World War II, which gives us, the United States, the right to deploy troops to Greenland, to build bases and airports, military airports, and to do all that stuff in Greenland. We had, I think we've got one base there right now. It's a Space Force base. We had at one time 10 military bases in Greenland, and over the years we shut them down because it was felt they weren't needed. I can see exactly why they would be needed again now. We already have the right to put the military in Greenland and to reopen those bases, and the leaders of Greenland have said, yeah, if you want to reopen those bases, you have our blessing to do so. So we can be putting military in Greenland right now if we think it's necessary. I can certainly understand why it would be necessary, and we can do it, and maybe we should go ahead and do it. We don't have to own Greenland in order to do that.
Well, does it actually not belong to Denmark or one of the other countries? Am I wrong?
It's part of the Kingdom of Denmark, but it is autonomous. Even though it belongs to Denmark, the people of Greenland, there's 57,000 of them, they actually have the freedom from Denmark now to handle their own affairs. So it's part of Denmark, but it is self-governing.
Okay. Well, do you think that would affect the NATO organization we're tied in with, or how do you think they feel about it?
Well, Greenland is a NATO member because it's part of Denmark. Right. Greenland is in NATO. And the NATO Charter, which all the countries have signed, says that any attack on any NATO country will be treated like an attack on all NATO countries. And what would happen? I know if China or Russia tried to take over Greenland, obviously that would trigger Article 5 of NATO, and all NATO countries would go to war against China and Russia, and as the case may be, if they tried to take Greenland. If we try to take Greenland, I don't know what would happen.
Yeah, that was my concern. I mean, I don't want to see NATO broken up, because they're too big of an ally, Ken, for us to fall out with all those countries,
Well, it's the most successful military alliance in history. NATO is. NATO allows us to have forces close to Russia. The original idea of NATO was if we had to go to war with Russia, we would be able to fight them in Europe instead of fighting them here. That's why NATO came into existence in the first place. And I would hate for NATO to be gone.
Yeah. All right, Ken. Thanks for taking my call. You going to be on Martin Luther King night or what?
Yeah, unless we have unforeseen problems, I plan to be on. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks for taking my call, and have a good weekend.
Well, thanks for calling. Hello, caller. Well, wait a minute. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello.
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 Hey.
You're on the air.
I'm in the air.
Well, you're in. I don't know if you're in the air or not, but you're on the air.
Well, sometimes I feel like it.
Well, in any event, Go
I
ahead.
hate to do any correcting on you, but excuse me. Latest news this afternoon at 6 o'clock.
Hmm.
Prime Minister of Denmark said they have no interest in selling or giving Greenland to Trump or the
Well,
United States.
I understand
And-
that. What's the correction?
I know what you're saying. And Brett Baer asked him, would $500,000 a piece to each one make them change their mind? And he said no, it would not. And so that's really the last that was said from the Prime Minister of Denmark, who, like you say, and they do not have control. Well, they are not autonomous. They said, Brett Baer asked them, what if they got together and voted themselves autonomous from Denmark? And he said they won't do that.
Well, they are an autonomous possession of Denmark.
I watched the man say that. He's either lying on TV or it's the truth. And he's the Prime Minister for Denmark.
All right. Well, I don't doubt. I'm not going to question what you saw, but I know for years now, Denmark granted Greenland autonomy a long time ago, and I think they are autonomous.
Well, I'm not saying they are or they're not. I'm just stating that that's what I heard on TV. They could vote themselves autonomous from Denmark. But
well, if you can vote yourself autonomous, I mean, you'd have to have autonomy in order to vote yourself autonomous. But anyway, I guess we're.
No, you can't. If
But
you already got it,
hang on. We get back to the $500,000. I mean, obviously, I don't know what they do, but I don't know how the Prime Minister of Denmark can be so sure that the people in Greenland wouldn't accept that. I mean,
I agree with you.
I don't know.
I agree with you 100%.
If somebody offers it to them, I don't know what they might do.
And also, you know what's that, Plymouth Rock up there?
Plymouth Rock? Yeah.
Yeah, it's cemented in the water, isn't it, or right at the edge?
It's the one there. One that's there is not really Plymouth Rock. The actual Plymouth Rock broke up quite a long time ago. So they put another rock out there, and they call it Plymouth Rock, but it's not the real Plymouth Rock.
It was put out there a long time ago, correct?
It was a few decades. The one they put out there was a few decades ago, sometime in the 20th century.
Yeah. Okay. The water's not got a fraction of an inch any higher on what they call Plymouth Rock now than it was when they put it there.
Well, I have not measured. I've been there. And I've seen it.
Climate change is a hoax to people. Old people believe because they don't research it and know any better.
Well, why is it, just for my interest, why is it that there's more open water in the Arctic Ocean now than there used to be?
You've been led to believe. You seen it? You been there? It's what you're led to believe.
Well, there are ships sailing there where they couldn't sail before.
Can there? Yeah, in other places they can't sail. There's over 80,000 square miles of Antarctica ice.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of ice.
Yeah, and it's miles thick. Miles thick.
It's a big ocean.
Yeah. So it's not going anywhere, and it's not melting and making any seas rise anywhere.
All right.
No one has any seas rise anywhere. There's no proof. There's no evidence. There's more proof it's not risen than it is that it has.
Well, what's happened? Where did the ice go, do you wonder?
It's still there, kid.
well, now hold on. I'm,
The Earth makes ice itself all the time. It never stops making.
I don't think anybody is saying that there's no ice on the Arctic Ocean. It is overwhelmingly frozen, mostly ice. But along the Russian Arctic, there are ports, Russian ports on the Arctic Ocean now where they're doing shipping out of those ports, which used to be icebound, and they're not icebound anymore.
Well, right now you can walk from Russia to the United States across the frozen ice.
No, you can't do that anymore. There was a time. You can't do it anymore.
Yeah, well, I know it. They're cracking down on it. But the normal people used to walk across the ice to get from one country to the other. Then they'd go back home across the ice.
Well, that certainly could have happened at one point. But how do you figure all those Russian and Chinese ships are operating in the Arctic Ocean and threatening Greenland now if it's all frozen?
They have extreme, tremendous ships called icebreakers. I know you're aware of.
Right.
They ride up on the ice and it collapses under the weight.
That's
they ride
right.
up on the ice, it collapses under the weight.
That's
so
right.
They cut a trail. Some places they can't go because it is too thick. So they know
that's
where.
True. But they can go in places along the Russian Arctic now where they couldn't go before, even with icebreakers.
Have the technology of the icebreaker. They didn't have that ability then. You know, things. Goodness gracious, I can't believe it. If all that ice melted, where did the water go?
Where did it go? The water's in the ocean.
No, the ocean have to rise.
No, it wouldn't.
It went in the ocean.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. There'd still be the same amount. There'd still be the same amount of if the ocean itself is frozen and the ocean itself melts, there's still the same amount of water in the ocean. It doesn't make new water in the ocean. The water just changes form from frozen to not frozen, but it's still the same amount of water.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
If there's a tractor trailer truck going down the road and there's 1,000 sparrows sitting on racks in the back, truck hits a bump. They all take flight and they're all at once flying in there at the same time. Does the truck weigh more or less or the same?
If the sparrows are in the air, the truck will weigh less.
You're so wrong. The pressure of their wings batting down creates the same amount of weight as if they were sitting.
Well, be that as it may, there is less ice in the Arctic Ocean now than there was.
That was just something out of the blue, Ken, that I threw in there. But that's the truth. That is a fact. That is the truth.
All right. That's fine.
But I tell you what, I want to put a challenge out there to everybody.
All right.
I want everybody that's able to lean against any door facing in their house with either shoulder, okay, and get their head close to the door facing and lean at an angle and then slide your inside leg against the door facing.
Okay.
And then bring your outside leg against your right leg with your shoulder staying against the door facing. You can move your shoulder up and down, but don't touching the door facing.
All right.
And if anybody will get it, if anybody can get it, I'll give them $100 if they can do it.
All right. How do you need to go to their house and see them do it before you pay?
Hey, you got to take a video of it. I tried doing 15 minutes the other night, and I got so tickled at myself. I was trying to jump up in the air and bring my leg in to touch the other one. It wouldn't. I couldn't jump in the air to start with.
You might not ought to be doing that.
I know it, but can't nobody do it. That's hard to believe, but you can't do it.
Well, I don't think I'm going to try it.
It's so frustrating. It's like, take on. Why can't I get my leg over here? Hey, I enjoyed tremendously hearing about JJ's rabbit dog. I really enjoyed that. My grandpa used to hunt rabbit dogs.
Yeah, my dad and 3 or 4 of his friends used to have dogs, and they would hunt rabbits all the time. And
Yeah.
I just got an email. Hang on, I got an email while I was talking to JJ from somebody, and I respect this. This is somebody's opinion, and I respect it. But the point of the email was we ought not to be killing rabbits like that. But you know, if you're killing a rabbit for food, it's a natural thing. Animals eat each other in nature. I mean, they do. And there's nothing wrong with hunting if you're providing yourself with something to eat when you hunt.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's better to live off nature than it is off man-made, man-produced meat.
Yeah, and if you go to Food Lion and buy meat, you know, somebody killed it.
It sure did.
It's,
But you know, I'd go bring home rabbits and squirrel all the time, and doves. Mom fix them right up. But instead of parboiling them, we would put them in a pressure cooker for 10 minutes
yeah.
on a gentle pressure cook, and that would tender them up so much, and then Mom would batter them up and fry.
You had to pick the buckshot out though, didn't you?
Well, no, I used 22.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had to pick buckshot out.
Yeah, I'd wait till they stopped running. I didn't hunt with dogs, so you know they won't run too far. I used to watch them when they stopped running, pop them. But yeah, that was so much fun. I saw a guy the other day. He said he shot. His dad let him shoot his first rifle at 7 years old, and his instant thing was, "Hey, Dad, that was great. Can we get another cat?"
Oh gosh.
I better go on that.
Now we're not going to make somebody mad now because I don't eat cat.
He meant he get no cat shoot.
All right.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right, we'll go practice. I'm going to go practice on the wall and see what happens.
Yeah. Don't try too hard. It'll hurt.
Thanks. Phone line is open. There's a number up there. You can give us a call or you can send us an email at keneckleslive@gmail.com. An emailer here about avian flu. Emailer says, Ken, I heard there was a flock of buzzards in Eden that died of the avian flu. Have you heard about that? I have heard that. As far as I know, they did. As far as I know, that is a true report. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ian.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any lungs left?
Any lungs left? Yeah, sort of.
No, you failed at trying to cover gentlemen, but if you got a glass of water in the refrigerator and all, and it freezes, and then you go back, and or you take it out and it's water, you still got the same product, ain't you?
Yeah. If you freeze part of the water, it'll get a little bit, it'll expand because
expand a little bit, but you got the same thing.
It's still the same volume of water.
Yeah, water don't fly like doves.
Well, not exactly. Now, if ice freezes on land, if you got a glacier on land and it froze and ran into the ocean, then that would put more water in the ocean, and that would force the sea level to rise. But not frozen ocean though.
Yeah. And you gotta be real careful of these excuses to take over land, because the man over there said they could locate all the bases that they desired to over there in Greenland. He welcomed their presence back there. But they didn't want someone to take control of their minerals.
Well,
and
yeah,
so,
that's what he said.
That's right, and it makes sense too. You have to be careful because these the same people that shot and killed over 100 people shooting boats when they wanted to stop drugs from coming to America, when it was all about taking the country oil all the time. So you can't believe what you hear from those people we have now. And another thing, now I want to make a correction. Monday night it was stated the Liberal had only a life for politics. Want to expound on that, Ken? I'm involved with a musical group that activists. You seen the drag car that restore muscle cars and take them to car shows and parades? Playing golf, I don't get to do as much as I did, but this achievement, I once shot 29 for 9 holes, and then that was build a turbocharged Kawasaki motorcycle that set a street bike record. Right? For Spain this fall and different local government meetings affecting on the board organizations, spend time and checking out new eating places in the Piedmont area. So that's pretty. You say?
Well, yeah, sounds like you do a lot of stuff.
All right, now, and oh yeah, most important of all, the only wide champion of the prestigious Ken Eckers NASCAR Championship. Can I get a shout out for that? Huh?
Had to get that in, didn't you?
I had to get that in. How can one do all of that with a one-track mind? Amazing. But see, another thing, I never accuse nobody of sitting in front of a screen on these dark websites still trying to convince us that a certain person won the 2020. So, but Ken, I just want to one correction that I have more hobbies and I like more things. Politics is just one of them, but it's one of them that search for the facts. Don't search only station that sued for $800 million for misrepresenting the truth. Search all of stations. And Ken, I enjoyed your show, and I hope you have a nice weekend, brother.
Well, thank you for calling. A Renaissance man, if there ever was one. This emailer says, Ken, is Greenland all that big of a deal? Do we really have to worry about Greenland as a strategic point against Russia and China? Yeah, I think we do. Again, what I said before, if you look at a map of the top of the, we're used to seeing these flat projections of the world where the United States is here and Russia's way and China's way over there. But if you look at the top of the world, you can pretty easily see that Greenland really is, I mean, it's no joke, folks, it is strategically located. Importantly strategically located, and we've recognized that. NATO recognizes that. The Russians certainly recognize it, and so do the Chinese. China doesn't even have an Arctic coastline, but China has declared itself, what do they call themselves, a near Arctic state, and China's got Navy in the Arctic Ocean now. And yeah, Greenland is very strategically important. We're almost out of time, but hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
And I'm sorry for calling back, but most of what Mr. The last caller was talking about, you could barely hear anything he was saying mostly through the whole conversation.
Okay.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
He was just blinking out. Yeah. So okay, thank you.
Well, okay. Thanks for letting me know, and I apologize because I didn't hear it that way here. It sounded perfectly fine to me. So evidently somewhere between on the way out there's an issue, and I don't know as I sit here what it is. Maybe we can figure that out. We'll try. Let's see, one more email I think we have time for. We'll take time for it. This one says, Ken, tell me again about the NASCAR playoff change. I had not heard about that. The playoffs this year, there'll be no more 4 stages, no more eliminations of playoff drivers in every third round. No more of that. The 16 drivers, top 16 drivers in the points after 26 races of the season will all be in the playoffs for the duration. All 16 will compete across the last 10 races of the season. And whoever has got the most points in those 10 playoff races at the end will be the champion. It will not be any more one race winner take all at the end of the playoffs. So that's what they're going to do. And I think it's a pretty good idea. Not that they asked me. They never do. But I approve of it. If they feel they need my approval for that, then they have it. And that is all the time we have for Star Talk tonight. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. I hope you'll join us next time. I'm Ken Eccles. Thanks for listening.